Hi guys, today's going to be a video about how to make your manifestation permanent, how to keep it going, keep the momentum going, and make sure that the results that you have already received stay basically forever, permanently, as long as you choose to. If you still want it, then it's still going to be yours for as long as you could possibly want. You can absolutely have this result, and that's what I'm going to talk about today in this video. So stay tuned and keep watching if you want to hear my advice and just the overall facts of how this occurs. I'm also going to go into some of Neville Goddard's advice, so you'll get to hear some genuine, expert professional help beyond just my coaching advice. So you definitely want to keep watching to hear that. And of course, thumbs up the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoy my content. If you keep watching this video and you enjoy it, then that would mean a lot to me if you do those things. And you can also stay up to date with everything, which also includes my coaching. You can work with me one-on-one and get your manifestation, get the ball rolling, and have your questions answered if you need support. So everything will be popped on screen, from my YouTube membership through to my one-to-one coaching and all the package offers I have, as well as how you can get 50% off coaching. So without further ado, let's start the video. This was a request. I always screenshot when you guys mention a good video idea. So thank you very much for saving me time of having to, research it myself. This was requested by N618. Yeah, N618. So thank you very much for your comment. Basically, the level of the results that you're going to get and the level of success is controlled by your own mindset. It's not external forces, it's not external circumstances. I really don't care what your starting point is. I always remind people, especially my clients, it's just a circumstance. If it's not what you want, it's something quite negative, it's just a circumstance, it's quite irrelevant. So really, your mindset is the only factor that truly controls the level of results that you're gonna get. And I'll talk more about this a little bit later in the video, but basically it's your mindset that determines how much success, how much of a full result you're gonna get. And it really does take time to build up consistent results. It's not just, you say affirmations for one day and suddenly everything shifts. Of course, movement is occurring, things are changing in your favor, but you can't expect it to just happen completely overnight. A lot of times if you're going from something quite negative, it's not going to happen overnight physically, and that's okay. And I know some coaches and some people choose not to believe that and say that that's a limiting mindset. I don't care. I'm thinking in a realistic way for you guys to not panic or spiral, because I myself have also spiraled thinking, oh, well, they're saying, some people say get this instantly in seconds. You cannot fully physically get the full result in your physical reality in seconds for a lot of manifestations. For example, growing your hair 5 inches, growing 2 inches taller, shrinking 2 inches, becoming a millionaire. It usually isn't going to take 5 seconds or one day, and that's okay. So it does come down to consistency. So to make it permanent, first, of course, you have to actually go through all the stages of manifesting it. And then once it's already yours, I'll talk more about how you get to that stage and then make it permanent. But I want to remind you guys, it's about building up the positive habits through consistency, and it can take a little time for that to become a genuine habit. So I have written down a couple quotes, as I said. The first one's actually from Joe Dispenza, who is a doctor. He talks about manifestation, mindset, quantum physics. Really, really love his work. And what he said is that you have to change a pattern in your life. And this is part of a wider quote, but essentially he's saying, like I said, the positive habits, so a pattern, the way you think mainly. So he's talking about your mind. So something in your day-to-day life about how you think, and in this case, tying it into how you think about your manifestation. There's a pattern in how you think that has to change. You cannot go through just thinking the same way and saying an affirmation 5 times. It's actually changing consistently how you think day to day. So I have other videos that talk more about this concept itself, but basically, you need to change your thought patterns about that specific manifestation. You persist in this, and if you persist with thinking from the end result, thinking as if you already have that desire mentally, then you will get your manifestation eventually. Eventually it has to become yours no matter what. So you will get what you want, and It's just a case of you putting in the work consistently every day. It can take a couple days. It can be 24 to 48 hours. Of course it could be. But usually if you're going for like a really big shift in your life where you're going, you know, from a 180 change, it's going to take a little bit longer. But as you build up those positive habits, you're increasing momentum. You will get your manifestation. The movement is occurring. So to get to that point then, you know, that's how you achieve it and therefore get to a point of being able to have it permanently. And here's another quote as well from Neville Goddard himself. He said that if a physical factor can produce a psychological state can produce a physical fact. I think I meant to say a physical fact can produce. But anyway, anything physical would produce, you know, a mental emotional response. Therefore, we're not talking about emotions here, but therefore a mental thought and a mental state can then produce a physical fact. So it works both ways, it's interchangeable. So basically, if you are in a psychological perspective, thinking and imagining and experiencing in your mind, having your SP, having your end result, having that desire as if it's here right now in your life, and you're mentally experiencing that, it's going to produce it as a physical fact in your reality. So that is how you literally get your desire and keep it, by continuing this state, by continuing to think this way. And the subconscious mind will be convinced. So don't worry about logic or what the conscious mind is doing. Your subconscious mind will accept it. And then once you receive it, you do continue affirming. You don't just give up. That's how you keep it permanently. That's the trick. People sometimes, get lazy or complacent or start to think, oh, well, I've had a movement, so now I can just, stop, or, oh, it's already here. No, you need to keep going until any remnants of the old story are gone from your mind, which means, you keep going until it literally just feels like the most normal, basic, expected thing. Like, of course I get thousands of pounds or dollars a day, a week. Of course my SP texts me every day. Like, it has to just be this automatic belief, because it is really easy to fall out of that habit. It's easy to give up. It's easy to fall back into an old thinking pattern and let the conscious mind and worry and this desire for security or safety take away the mindset that you've been working on. It's easy to fall back and just give in to the thoughts that are negative, but it's important that you apply persistence every day. Not perfectly, you're human, so I'm not saying it has to be perfect, but you have to put in some effort to think positively. It's that repetition that's creating momentum. Although once you've received it, as I said, you do continue. You don't just give up on the mindset, you don't just give up on manifestation. It's just less frequency. So you don't have to, spend 20 minutes to an hour a day affirming once it's already yours. If you feel much more positive and you're thinking positively, you're in a much more positive state and you're not wavering anymore, then the frequency can be decreased a lot. You can just spend 5-10 minutes in the morning affirming and reminding yourself of the fact. Or you can just be on a stricter mental diet. If that is the case and you're already in this end result, you've already achieved it, you've reached Sabbath state, you're feeling, really, really motivated and confident that it's fully yours, then yeah, you can just use affirmations when you're feeling triggered or when something negative happens connecting to that manifestation. Then, that could be the only moment in which you apply affirmations. But despite that, you do want to stay aware of your thoughts and you do want to be on top of your mental diet. You don't just give up, as I said, you don't just go back to your old way of thinking. You do still have to maintain some positive thinking habits, but it's a lot less effort. It should be much more enjoyable and natural at this point. You should feel confident and secure. And if you have reached that state, then yeah, just stay aware of your mental diet, which is just your positive thinking. Like, everyone wants to be positive in life. Everyone wants a great experience. So it really isn't like this huge effort that I'm telling you guys you have to do. It's just a case of you maintaining positive thoughts. And if something negative does come up, you just flip it around and do your best to keep thinking positively. So it will be permanent at that point if you experience mainly a positive mindset about it, and you have a belief now. You're like, this is mine, it's happened, it's here, wow, I actually achieved my manifestation in my 3D, like, it's actually come true. Then you just keep that momentum going. But if it's already a belief and assumption, then it's most likely going to stay permanent. So that's why I just said a little bit sprinkle, a little salt-based sprinkling of affirmations and mental diet. That's how you keep it permanent. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. If you enjoyed, please do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!